Welcome everybody, François Letarte for my role-playing channel, and why not make a video response? Questing Beast, if you know that channel, very cool channel, has posted a series of questions that he has brought with him. These are questions that his subscribers sent to him. He asked for that, for what I understand, and he got to a convention, I don't remember which one, where he asked other YouTubers that were there those questions. So why not having them live in front of him to ask those questions? So very interesting questions, very simple questions. Why not? I'm doing it because I'm a big YouTuber. No, let's begin. First question is your best RPG as a game master, your best RPG as a player. This is a two-part question. All right. As a game master, I was wondering, is it a game overall since all of my life, or is it the flavor of the month? Because if I'm thinking of an overall game, this is a pretty difficult question to answer. It really depends. There are many games that I deeply enjoy. Yeah. So let's go with the flavor of the month, the one that is getting me through the guts. So as a game master, this will be Chroniques Oubliées Fantasy. Yes, that French D&D-like role-playing game has got me. Really has got me. As I like to mention often when I talk about this game, I've never thought this game would get me this deep into Dungeons and Dragons, a Dungeons and Dragons-alike game. I never thought I would enjoy so much playing something that looks like Dungeons and Dragons. So I'm pretty impressed, per se, that this game got there. So yeah, I'm having a blast, I'm having fun, I'm dealing quite easily with the goods and the bads of this game, okay? Because it helps me create great stories with, well, the kids I'm playing with them. So one of my goal, if time will permit, will have more of a regular table with adults, more mature players, to see if that game will have the same attraction to me with different kind of players. But with most of my RPG activities this times around, this game is perfect. So this is Chroniques Oubliées Fantasy. Never thought I would say that in my life, but this is the one. As a player, well, the game that got me the most immersed and got me the most out of me, it's pretty much All for One Régime Diabolique. I had a lot of great games. I had a blast with many games. I'm having a blast with my friends. I'm playing a PBTA right now, Uncharted Worlds. I'm playing Fantasy Age. I'm getting a taste of Fantasy Age. I really like this game, this system, and the group is pretty cool. But overall, this would be All for One Régime Diabolique. That game has a lot to offer to me, okay? It's pretty much my favorite game setting of all times. 17th century France. You got me. You have me there. With that, there's the game system. How much binary this game system can be. It has a lot of details that makes me believe in it. And of course, the campaign was cool. And yeah, so yeah, we have not played since a while in the group I was having. But I'm a player. This is my game. And, to be frank, I don't know if one day Brisca will be played again. We're all having our, we're all busy in that group. So I don't know if Brisca will be played again ever. And that's okay. I've got with that so much. So it might end up me being the frustrated player who is not having enough of his favorite game, and decide, okay, I will be the GM, and that's all. I will be the forever GM of that game, just to get things moving. Might happen. Will it be with the group I used to play with? I don't know. Will it be with another group I might start? This might happen. So someday this game has to come on my plate again, and I have a feeling that I will be the GM of that game. But I love it as a GM too, of course. So, but as a player, will I ever play it again? I hope so, but if it never happened, that's okay too, right? Second question: what aspect of me as a GM has changed over the years? Well, there's a lot of aspects. What is the most, the one that shines the most? I used to be a very info dump GM type. It not always has been like that. I never, I didn't start like that. Pretty much the way I game today, it looks like what I was doing when I was 13-year-old. I was just getting through it and being inspired by the moment. And I kind of left it out because I wanted to have more precision. And at some point, I've developed a more info dumped GM way. And the most info dump I ever been in my life, that worked well, by the way, because I have been an info dumper in many games. But the most that I was much into it was in a Star Wars campaign that I was running 25 years ago. In fact, it began the year Episode 1 came on theater, so it was a big time for us. We were very excited, and we were playing Star Wars, and this is the longest and more organized Star Wars campaigns I ever had. And info dumping was working well, because around the table we had enthusiast players, but not all Star Wars fans. So I had to inform them on stuff. I felt that I needed to do that, and the exercise was really pleasing me. It was kind of connecting me with the game world, and I was writing stuff and making research to say, okay, that character from that novel can be involved in there. And I was into that mood, and I was doing it. I was writing stuff and all the such. And it was working well back then, okay? But with time, I continued to do that in some campaigns, but my kind of my style evolved, okay? I discovered that it wasn't all the time that it was working well, and I was kind of letting it go a little more. Now I'm more like I was doing when I began mostly 40 years ago. So, yes, I'm informed with the world, but I'm not info dumping unless a player really asks me, what about this god? What about this country I can have? But it will be less than I used to, especially in that Star Wars campaign and all the others that player has been has been crumbled under. But yeah, so I'm it's a little less, okay? And I'm pretty much into the camp of wanting to be informed by when we play. When we play, stuff happens, and it will shape the world, it will shape the lore by what happens, and I can be inspired and implement something that wasn't there. So I'm more in the camp of being informed while playing, instead of informing the players and trying to fit them into knowledge, okay? And I'm backing myself with gaming world that enables me to do that. Like, I'm playing in the RPGS super setting, okay, for fantasy. If I do science fiction, I could do RPGS the science fiction version of it. Might be. Or it can be Star Wars again. I guess, Star Wars is magical as a game setting, because it has everything you need. Really. Because you can, the galaxy is so big, so you can really create your part of the galaxy where there's no empire, there can be the Force or something else, and just having the Star Wars style to it, and it will work well. And you know, if you want some Imperial Star Destroyer visiting the place, why not? What impact will it have? But it won't impact the fact that Luke Skywalker existed light years away. Okay, so Star Wars can be good again for that. So in conclusion for this question, you know, I like to be informed while playing, and keeping me informed for what I need, instead of being informed of everything and just throwing that to the players. That's one of the numerous things that's changed, but that is the one that comes into my mind right now. Last question, very interesting one. If it wasn't on YouTube, if it wasn't role-playing game on YouTube, what would I talk on my channel? Or if I had to start a new channel, what subject would it be? It would be music. I'm pretty much into music, and I have a lot to say. But I'm not doing it because, you know, I have, the fact is, with music, I have enough person in real life with whom I can talk about the stuff. So I'm not in the need to get in YouTube and talk about this thing, you know. Yes, I have in role-playing games too stuff to talk about with friends, but not as much. Music, you know, every day of my life, music has to be somewhere so I can express myself with my instrument and with what I say. So it would be music, would be in general. It could be me showing you a riff on the guitar. It could be me talking about an album, a rock album that I love. It could be about my favorite musician, and you know, it could be about anything. This would be music scene, you know, having short stories about a rumor that Eddie Van Halen did this once, and okay, and talking about my favorite musicians, talking to you that my favorite drummer of all time is Stuart Copeland. Okay, that's sort of stuff. But yeah, don't ask me, because this will never happen. So yeah, so in general, this would be music. Yeah, I would talk about music a lot. That's it, folks. So I hope you've enjoyed it. François Letarte for my role-playing channel. And up to next time, I hope you have as much fun in your life as in your games. Goodbye.